Marc Raimondi here for Cage Side Seats in New Orleans at Pontchartrain. I'm working on my French accent. Pontchartrain Civic Center in Kenner, Louisiana, with Filthy Tom Lawlor, who in just a few minutes here is going to be meeting Walter in a very unique match. I'm not sure if this video will go out before or after the match, but there's no ropes. There's no pins.
Correct.
Wow. What is this all about, Tom?
Sounds to me like it's an MMA fight, which is right up my alley, you know, personally. So we're here at Game Changer Wrestling presents Matt Riddle's Bloodsport. Obviously, you know, Matt Riddle coming from an MMA background, myself as well. It's a perfect marriage here today. No ropes, no pinfalls, knockout or submission only. Me against a 300-pound guy. It's a freak show fight I've always been looking for, so it's going down here.
Did Riddle get in touch with you directly about doing this match?
He had his people at Game Changer Wrestling contact me. But, I mean, you know, honestly, if you're going to have Bloodsport and there's a UFC guy floating around there on the indies, you might as well bring him onto the show. There's nothing, you know, there's no more perfect match made than that. So.
Is Riddle so big now that he has people? He has people that contact you?
Yeah, I think he's actually got a lot more people than he had back in the day, from what I understand. I mean, the guy's killing it. If you've seen him wrestle, he's phenomenal. He was a good fighter, pretty good fighter, but he's an even better wrestler in my estimation. So
you've been working the indies now for a little bit. Is it over a year now since you've been on suspension with UFC?
Yeah. It's been about a year since I've been back in the squared circle. So, you know, I've been looking forward to last year. You know, I didn't have a chance to make it to any of the WrestleMania shows. It was kind of early on getting back into things, but you know, here a year later, had some bumps along the way, but I'm ready to go and looking forward to it. You know, it's my first WrestleMania as a competitor, WrestleMania weekend as a competitor, so I'm ready to show what I can do.
What are you liking about indie wrestling right now?
I mean, indie wrestling, there's so many different styles out there. There's so many different, you know, little niches. You have European wrestling style is pretty prevalent now. You have Japanese strong style that is all the rage. You also have guys who are, you know, working a lucha style, more of an American style with flips. You got guys like me working shoot style matches. So there's a you know, it's a melting pot of different wrestling cultures. And really, you watch WWE, you see a lot of the same stuff. You watch some of the other American companies, and it's homogenous to a point. But if you get out there in the indie scene, it's not like that at all. I mean, there's a variety for everybody. This variety is the spice of life, or something like that.
Something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
Do you feel like shoot style is kind of making a bit of a comeback now? Because Riddle is huge on the indie circuit. Suzuki, who is here, I think he's somewhere in the building behind us here, is obviously, he's been doing it forever, but he's becoming more and more popular even in the States. You can go on and on. Is that a style that you're doing that's becoming more popular?
Well, I think it is, but I think it's really because every wrestling style itself is becoming more popular. No, I think all these little niche categories that guys would fall into, World of Sport style that the British guys were doing, you know, I think each of those is at a point now where, you know, media travels so fast that you can recognize the differences in styles and not have to read about it in a magazine or read about what kind of moves these guys are doing. You can see it with your own eyes, and I think that is really helping the sport blossom.
So this match is, and again, I don't know if this video is going to go out before or after, but this match is no ropes. There's no DQ. It's just pins or knockouts or submissions.
Correct.
So it's like an MMA fight.
Yep.
So when you're, and I don't want to get too much behind the curtain here, I don't want to break down the fourth wall too much, but how do you go about kind of laying out that kind of a match?
Good question. Haven't done it yet, so I'll let you know after the event maybe. But I think you have to treat it, you know, as closely to a fight as possible. Let's be honest. The people who are here coming to GCW Bloodsport, they're not coming here not to watch guys fight. They want to see guys just throw down, you know. So that's what I'm going to give them.
Do you have any dream matches, whether it be Indies, New Japan, WWE, anyone that you'd really like to face?
Yeah, of course, you know, somebody the caliber of Suzuki, really any of the guys who paved the way for mixed martial arts and mixed martial arts fighting. I've already had the pleasure of wrestling Dan Severn, so that was a bucket list item for me. You know, you have Suzuki, Funaki. There's a number of guys out there who have legit shoot backgrounds who I would love to get in there with. So there's really too many to mention.
Is Suzuki still kind of the hallmark? I mean, he's 49 years old, and it's actually ridiculous what he's able to pull off still in the ring. But is he still the guy that the younger guys look to as kind of the example?
Yeah, he is. I think basically because of his stature in New Japan and Noah and all the other companies throughout the years. But there's other guys, like I mentioned, Masakatsu Funaki gets kind of looked at, tossed by the wayside a little bit, but he's still out there wrestling, doing great stuff. So, you know, there's other people still keeping that style alive, and hopefully I can be one of those guys doing it in the future.
So you almost were not able to make this weekend. You had a little bit of an injury, actually probably more than a little bit, pretty serious injury on your arm, broken arm about 2 months ago. How did the process of getting cleared happen? First of all, how did you get the injury, and how did you get cleared and able to wrestle this weekend?
Well, unfortunately, I hit somebody in the back of the head with a clothesline and broke my arm, but the recovery's been fine. I was cleared by the.
You got a little thing in your eye.
Yeah. What can I say? I'm ready. I'm ready to go.
So cleared by the doctor, broken arm a few months ago, and now you face.
Don't put words into my mouth, but I'm going out here to wrestle Walter in a little bit. So.
No big deal, right? Just Walt, just a 300-pound.
Yeah. No problem.
Giant Austrian man.
It's a freak show fight I've always wanted. It's happening today.
So after this, is this your only match on WrestleMania week, or is there other stuff coming up?
Yeah, unfortunately, because of the style I wrestle, I get too into it, and I'm too beat up. Usually after one match of the weekend, so I'll be taking the rest of the weekend off. Heading back to Vegas, corner a fighter tomorrow night. And
who do you got tomorrow night?
It's a local amateur fight. So.
Gotcha. Still doing all cornering and stuff, coaching?
Yeah. Yep. Getting in there, keeping active, and trying to show my face in as many places as I can right now. So.
Any bookings coming up for you that you want to mention?
Yeah. Next week I'll be appearing for MLW, their Fusion television taping. After that, I'll be wrestling for Defy up in Seattle. So I'm taking on ACH Thursday, Matt Cross and Mike Santiago on Friday. And then the following week after that, I'll be taking on Nick Gage in Indiana, Crown Point, Indiana for Black Label Pro, defending my world heavyweight title against him. And then we'll see where it goes after that.
Is that a TV taping for MLW? Is that the new show they're doing?
Yep. Be in Sports, MLW Fusion Friday night, so check it out.
Cool. Thank you, Tom, very much.
All right, no problem. Thank you.